Hello crochet friends, and welcome or welcome back to Yarn Over Hook. My name is Sammy, and for today's video, I wanted to share a few projects that I've completed recently. These projects have made me really happy. I had so much fun making them, I learned new things, and just all around really fun projects. I've always been of the mind to just get the pattern. You see something you like, get the pattern. You see something that piques your interest, just get the pattern. You see something you're like, that's kind of cute, just get the pattern. Two of these pieces fall into that category, and I am so glad that I just bought the pattern. I am super excited to dive right in, so let's just get started. Should we have a cheers first? I think so. Cheers. So first we have the scrap yarn basket. I know, a scrap yarn project, but just stick with me. I love this pattern so much. It is by My Poppet Makes. She gives you some tips and tricks on how to get started, how to pick yarn, and where to go from there. I love this basket. I have made two now and have one that I'm like kind of prepping to make. It's super easy, really quick, and you get to use it right away. I'm storing all of my Bella Coco yarn in here. Aside from this being a good stash buster, scrap buster, you can really kind of curate how these baskets look. And I'm really in love with the colors that I chose for this one. I had a bunch of oranges sitting around, some different tones of brown, a weird kind of cream. So I just put it all together and made this basket. So I call this my fall harvest basket. And the best part is, I couldn't just leave this basket plain. I had to make some charms. Aren't they just so cute? I made this little pumpkin. It's so cute. It came out a little bit bigger than I wanted, but we're committing. This is just a little scrap busting thing. And these two leaves are actually free Yarnspiration patterns. They have these two patterns as part of a garland collection. So I just made a leaf from each of those patterns and put it on here. All of this is from the same yarn as my basket. So it was just a continuation of the stash busting. This basket really does make me just so happy. I love the way it came out. My next basket, I want to be brown and green and kind of radiant, nature-esque. I might do some mushroom charms. I don't know, but I'm really excited for my next basket. I'm probably just going to be doing a bunch of nature-themed baskets, to be honest. I seriously cannot get enough of the scrap yarn baskets. I mean, you can never have too many baskets, right? The next thing I'm really happy about is this beanie. This actually isn't for me. My husband picked out this yarn during the yarn crawl in San Diego that we went to, and he specifically requested a beanie. Now, I haven't made beanies before. I've never made a beanie, and I've definitely never made one for myself. I have a whole lot of hair under here, believe it or not. So I've never made a beanie, but he's never actually purchased yarn for himself and requested a project. So as soon as he did, I was like, yes, absolutely, immediately. And I literally started it as soon as we got into the car. This is actually a freehand, so there's no pattern. I just freehanded it. He wanted it fitted, kind of similar to the brimless hats that he wears, like this actually. He really wanted it very similar to this. So I tried to get as close as possible to the fit and the style. We have to adjust the brim just a little bit, but I think it's going to be perfect. He looks super cute with it on, and I'm just really happy that it worked out. We only bought one skein. Horrible mistake. I thought that it would be enough, and it's because there was so much yarn with it. I used Coastal Cotton Fine, and it came with a lot of yarn. However, when I started the beanie, I actually ended up frogging it and starting it over and doing 2 strands. The yarn for this is fine. It's a fine weight. And as I was crocheting it, I was doing half double crochets, and I was like, oh, this is not gonna give beanie. It's giving mesh hat. It's giving lunch lady, you know what I mean? And Alexis actually recommended that I just do 2 strands, crochet with 2 strands. And I was like, oh my gosh, great, wonderful idea. Except that I only bought 1 skein. And I didn't think about it until I was about halfway through that skein and was like, oh no, I don't have enough yarn. So what I did was I just kept going. I kept going and I completed the beanie. I took his measurements and realized that if I block this, I might actually be able to get to the size that I need. And lo and behold, I did. Y'all, I don't know what was working in the crochet magic for this beanie, but it fits perfectly. It may even stretch a little bit more the more he wears it. I couldn't believe it. He put it on and it just went right on. I'm not questioning anything. I'm not questioning it. So this isn't actually completely dry from blocking, and I had him kind of mess with the brim a little bit to get it to where he wants it to be. So what I'm going to do is actually block it again so that the brim goes where he wants it to go, because right now it kind of has the memory of where I put it. So I'm hoping that if I do another like light soaking or just a steam, that I can actually get the brim to where he wants the brim to be. I am just so happy with how this came out, and oh gosh, I can't express how relieved I am that it fits. So next, I actually have two pieces from one pattern maker. So first is this lovely tote bag. If you saw one of the previous vlogs, I was working on this tote bag. This bag is by TL Yarn Crafts. It was part of her Crochet Academy for 2025, and I am so in love with how this bag came out. I didn't use the yarn that she actually recommended. I ended up using Lion Brand 24/7 because I wanted the bag to be cotton, and I'm so obsessed with that yarn. However, as my mother pointed out, that yarn isn't great for every project. And as I was crocheting this, I realized that the stitch definition was a little bit too much definition. And there was no halo, there was no fuzz to fill in the gapping that would happen with double crochet stitches. So it ended up looking more like a basket weave, which I am totally in love with. If I were to do this again, which I kind of want to, I would use a yarn with a bit more of a halo. However, I am very happy with how this bag came out. My husband helped me pick the colors. I took him to Michael's and was like, help me out because I don't know what I want to do. And I actually grabbed this terracotta color and the dragonfly kind of peacock color. And he was like, you just need something a little bit more grounding. How about this ecru? And then we grabbed the ecru. And that, I think, really brought it all together. So I'm really happy with this bag. I loved the pattern. It's so unique. Like, okay. I love it. The colors are giving Southwest, so it really does remind me of home. And just no notes. I am so happy with how this bag came out. I'm debating on if I want to line it. I think I do, just because I really want this bag to last. So I might line it with more like ecru to keep that theme going. And I really do like a light insert on a bag because then you can see everything in there. So I'm thinking I might do that. We'll see. I love the way this came out. Another one from TL Yarn Crafts is this Camaro Crop top. I am so in love with this top. I am so in love with this pattern. I plan on making a second one in like a peacock color. We have a theme. We have a theme. I know what I like. It was so easy. It was so fast. And I love Tony's patterns. I love the way that they are laid out. I love how she explains things. And gosh, I love this top. This detail here, I just love. I made my drawstrings a bit longer than she recommended in her pattern because I wanted a bit more drape, but that was really the only adjustment that I ended up making. The way that the sleeves are made was really explained well. The fit is perfect. I am so excited to wear this, and I really cannot wait to make another one. I wonder if it would look good in like a creamy yellow. This pattern is actually one of the just get the pattern moments that I had. Tony has a free Pattern Friday thing going on where she releases one of her patterns for absolutely free on Friday, and I think through Monday. I have grabbed almost every one of them. Just get the pattern. I cannot express enough. You literally lose nothing signing up for that free Pattern Friday thing and everything to gain. I never would have come across this, and I am so glad that I did. This was just something that popped into my email, and I was like, oh, hold on, that's actually kind of cute. But wait, I have all of the yarn for that. Just get the pattern. Gosh, I love this top. I just love this top. And last but not least is this cute little number. This top is by Doa Crochet. This is another one of my just get the pattern moments. I was looking for a pattern that took worsted weight yarn and about 3 or 4 skeins. I came across this and was like, I don't know. And then I saw another one of her patterns that was just absolutely gorgeous. She had a sale going on or something like that. And I was like, might as well get both. I am so happy that I did because this crocheted up so quickly. This is another one that I will probably most likely make in another color, and it fits so perfectly. I love the way it fits. I look so cute, so chic. Oh, it just makes me so happy. But wait, I actually had like a little dilemma. In her pattern, she shows the back of her piece and she has some beads at the bottom of her drawstring. And I was like, I want beads. I want beads on mine. So I ordered beads. However, I did not check to see if they were the right size. So I ended up with a bunch of tiny beads, but they weren't so small that I couldn't figure out an alternative. So during today's live, I actually brought it up to the crochet friends and was like, friends, I have a dilemma. I need your help. And they delivered. I am so excited for this tiny little detail. Look at how cute that is. So we decided to stack 3 beads and alternate in the colors. And I am so happy with how this came out. It's giving Caribbean, it's giving vacation, it's giving beach. Oh, and I am so here for it. I actually used sugar and cream cotton for this one, as well as my Camaro Crop top. This color is in bamboo. I'm thinking green, even like a beige. Oh gosh. And those are my recent projects. I am so thrilled about every single one of those projects. I'm so excited for what I'm going to be crocheting next. I have a bunch of just by the pattern patterns. So we might do a wish in progress video soon because, oh, my queue has gotten really long. What have you finished recently that you are absolutely obsessed with? Let me know in the comments so I can get obsessed too. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ding the bell so that you know when we upload a new video. And I will catch you in the next one. Crochet all day, friends. Bye. Before we go, I want to give a huge shout out to our YouTube members. Thank you so much for your support. Your membership helps us to create videos just like this one. Thank you again so much for supporting the Yarn Over Hook team, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye! Yarn Over Hook, social media for crocheters. Create, learn, and connect with other crocheters from around the world. Join for free today at yarnoverhook.com.